Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to welcome you to our live um, show this evening. Wherever you're watching us from, we would like to welcome you, and we just want you to get a cup of coffee, share this live interview with our very special guest in our SCNC studio. We have a very special guest who is very, very versatile in his music, and I just want you not to miss this interview. Please invite, share to your friends, call a friend, and tell them that we are live in our SCNC studios this evening. Grab a cup of coffee right now and share with your friends.
Hello, this is Pastor Freddy, and I'm welcoming you to SCNC, Scandinavian Christ Channel. Welcome. Here in the studio, we do conduct interviews, discussions, and some live events. And mostly it is a Christian-based studio, meaning that most of the topics that we talk about or we conduct in this place are Christian. And we do live streams through Vimeo, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. For me as a pastor, it is essential that my guests feel very much welcomed. And not only that, but also that we are living in a time where quality is very essential. So the background, the way we conduct our services or sessions in this place is very critical for our viewers or our followers. That is why we invest a lot to make this place very conducive for both our guests and our viewers. In this place, we discuss all matters relating to faith, and not only Christian faith, but all kind of faith. So if you believe in something, doesn't matter what it is, you're always welcome to be part of this. Please do contact us on Facebook if you want to be part of this as a guest. We'll be more than happy to welcome you and accommodate you. Scandinavian Christ Network. We'll see you very soon.
Clarke, and tonight we have a very special guest, and he is going to introduce himself to us because he has a lot of titles to himself. Please tell the viewers this evening who you are and what you do.
Okay, thank you for having me in your studio. It's an honor to be here. My official name is Paul Anthony Clarke, and the AKAs are teacher, bishop, pastor, coach, voice coach, performing arts teacher. Yeah, those are some of the things that I do.
Excellent.
Yes.
And as we have informed our viewers tonight, this evening, that you are an artist, and that is just one of the things that you do.
Yes.
Yes. And please tell us, why music? How did you begin on this journey?
Music is in my blood. It's in my family. My dad was a lover of music. My mum was an amazing alto singer. God bless her. She passed away in 2019. But I started off by playing the violin, and I couldn't stand it. Absolutely hated it, and went from playing the violin to picking up the guitar. I was quite good at that, but when I went to my high school, I wanted to focus on piano. They never had a piano teacher, so I ended up playing the flute and doing all of my music exams on the flute. Then I took my flute to church, and things were very different back then. And I was told, oh, there's no room for this instrument in our churches. I knew that I was blessed with a voice, so I began to focus on singing. And as time went on, things evolved. I started getting involved in different choirs and a lot of professional work. And yeah, it went from there.
Yeah. Quite interesting. Now you have mentioned about a lot of instruments. What is your favorite instrument?
My
Um,
favorite instrument, to be honest, is the piano.
okay.
And I use the piano when I'm teaching voice,
Yeah.
but I really would like to do more of that. So
Yes.
I wouldn't call myself a piano player, but I definitely know enough chords to teach.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah.
That's so amazing. And you've touched a bit about your family.
Yes.
How many are you in your family?
Well, now there's just the three of us. Both my parents are passed, and as I mentioned, my mum passed in 2019. So it's just me and my two siblings, nieces and nephews, etc. Yeah.
Wow, it's good to hear. And tell us a bit more about your background. Where do you come from? So interesting.
Well, that is interesting because a lot of people think that I'm either from America or Nigeria or Ghana or one of those places, but I was actually born in London. I'm British born, hence the accent. And my parents are from Jamaica, from the Caribbean. So I have Caribbean background, but I was born in the UK.
Wow, amazing. No wonder the accent. Now it gives meaning because you have your voice is so flawless. You know,
Okay.
yeah, you have a
Thank you.
very beautiful voice.
Thank you very much.
And for those that would like to hear your music, where can they find you, for
Well,
example?
my music is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can go to YouTube and just type in Paul Anthony Clarke,
Yeah.
and the current releases are up.
Yeah.
So I have songs like Coming Home,
Yeah.
I have New Day, and
Yes.
and I have Oluwa. I have a few live things there,
Yeah.
a few worship live things there, which is also good. And then I have some more new music coming out later on in the year that is a bit more inspirational, songs about life messages, experiences, and yeah, you're in for a good journey.
Yes, we'll get into that, but right now we would like to know, like, what type of music do you play mostly? Like sing?
I mostly play, to be honest, I love worship music. I love worship music. I mean, I'm a worshipaholic. I love worship music, but I do listen to inspirational music, and I do listen to current music, like some of the hip hop, some jazz, some reggae, because I think it's important to stay current where the genre is concerned. Now, music has always had its categories, but it's the lyrical content that makes the difference. So I'm very careful in terms of the lyrical content, because you have to be careful how you feed your spirit. But I do like to keep myself versatile in what's happening in the industry, because whether you're singing gospel, whether you're singing rap, whether you're rapping, whether you're singing R&B, whether you're singing jazz, it is still the music business, even when you're singing worship. Yeah, particularly if you want your music to be sold and you want your music to reach the masses, you have to think of it as the music business.
Wow, that's so interesting. Wow. And when you talk about music, who inspires you the most? When you are.
That's a very good question. I have always tried my best not to get caught up in a particular artist, but the person that's really inspiring me right now would probably be CC Winans.
Okay, yeah,
She has a song called Believe for It,
yeah.
and every time I hear that song, my faith is challenged. I want to do greater. I want to do better. I want to see more things happening in my life. And people like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Now, why do I say that? Some people will look at him thinking, okay, how?
Yeah.
Because I love the fact that he has found the balance in his ministry,
Mm-hmm.
but he's still able to pursue his career.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important.
Yes.
It's important to have the balance in your ministry, make sure that you have a base and a foundation and a local assembly, but and you're accountable, but you're still able to pursue your gift, your career, etc.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you mentioned that, you have to find your base and
Yeah.
you have to find an assembly. What is your favorite place like to have a concert? Where would you be in the world?
Well, recently, a few months ago, I had the honor of working with an artist, a famous artist in Denmark called Isam B. And he's from the famed group called Outlandish. He's no longer in that group, but I had the honor of going on tour with him. And we sang at a venue called, now what is it? The DR Concert Hall. It's one of the biggest venues in Copenhagen, and it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So when that hall is packed and you're on this massive stage singing, there's nothing like it. Other than that, I would love to probably sing in one of those stadiums where they have like 75,000 people, and you hear 75,000 people singing your song, Oluwa, Oluwa. It would be amazing. So I would love to do that.
Wow,
I would love to do that.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so amazing. And do you do collaborations with other artists?
I have done.
How was your
I have done.
experience? Yeah.
It was a great experience. On New Day, I worked with a gentleman called Michael. His artist name is Rizzo, and he's originally from Sweden, and he's a rapper, but he is just phenomenal.
Wow.
And he loved the song, and I said to him, listen, I love what you do. How about we come together and collaborate? And he was like, yeah. So, at the beginning of the song, you'll hear him rapping. And he's also in the video, so that was a great experience. I've recently done a song in Urdu, which is the Pakistani language.
Wow.
I don't speak the language, but I was asked to sing at a wedding in Pakistan, but it didn't happen because of Corona. And my manager, who is from that particular place, loved what I did with the song, so we collaborated. Myself and him collaborated on that, and that will be out in February.
Wow.
So you got to keep stretching yourself.
Yes. Wow, we are looking forward to listening to that music. And as you introduce yourself, you told us that you are from England.
Yes.
And why moving to Denmark as an artist? How do you see yourself doing, or do you see yourself making it in Denmark as a gospel artist?
Yes, I think that you can always make it once you remain true to who you are. If you fall into the lane of comparison, then you're always going to believe that there is somebody else that's either better than you or already in your lane or doing what you should be doing, and that never works. So once you know who you are and you keep discovering who you are, which means that you're going to consistently be growing, then of course you're going to make it. Not everybody was supposed to be on the main stage. Some people were supposed to be in the background serving. It's always a team effort. It doesn't matter what you do, even if you're at the forefront. You're not at the forefront just because you're at the forefront. There's always a team working with you. Not necessarily behind you, but with you. So yes, definitely. I mean, being here is indicative of making it in context. It's definitely God ordained, and I'm loving the journey. But I came to Denmark because I was actually asked to help set up a church.
Wow, yeah.
And that particular ministry is now thriving. It's probably doing the best it's ever done, and to the glory of God. And as a result of that, a lot of other doors opened up for me in Denmark. I mean, I've worked with people that in Denmark, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And just listening to you talking about you've worked with a lot of people. We see you collaborating with a lot of different artists who, like you say, you don't mind people singing different type of music like pop or rap. Do we see you in those lines?
In the future, definitely. You're definitely going to see me branching out in terms of musical styles. I believe it's important to challenge yourself musically, but to make sure that your message is solid and that you stay true to what you believe and you stay true to your faith. So that never changes. But in terms of the musical style, definitely. Definitely, I will be trying some new things.
Wow. On
Yes.
that note, tonight is a very special night.
It is.
And just having you here on SCNC channel is an honor. And you have released a song,
Yes.
a new song, which is, tell us about the song. Tell us about this new release.
Well, the song is called Olua,
Yeah.
and people have been wondering, okay, what does that word mean, and how did you get that word?
Yeah.
I was actually having a dream, believe it or not, and that particular word and the initial melody came up in my dream, and I woke up the next morning, and I was thinking, was this me speaking in tongues? Or was I having a spiritual experience? What does this word mean? So I asked the people that I was living with at the time, and they said, no, it sounds like it's a Nigerian word. And I said, oh, so it's not a word of your language? So they said, no, it sounds like it's a Nigerian word. If you know someone that's Nigerian, check with them. So I checked with them, and they said, yes, it's definitely a Nigerian word, and the word Olua is a word it means God.
God. Yeah.
And so I wrote the chorus, which is what I got in my dream, and I started singing that in church, and I noticed that the people really responded very well to it. So I was then challenged to go away and write the rest of the song. The producer that I worked with, I was working on some other songs with him, and then he just played me this particular beat and said, look, do you have anything that you could go with this? And for me, it was amazing, because immediately this song came back into my mind. And we stopped what we was recording. I put on the headphones and started recording Olowa immediately. And then after taking a little break, I basically went into prayer, and I was instructed to finish Olowa, finish that song and put it out. And so here we are today. Olowa has been released, and to the glory of God, we have just over 20,000 views on YouTube. So it's amazing what will happen when you do the right thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an amazing song.
Thank you.
And everyone who's listening to us this evening, wherever you are, just find our pastor, Paul Clarke.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you listen to his new album, and he will give us more details on that one. But
Definitely.
I would like to hear from you about what do you do outside of music? What
Outside of music,
Yeah.
I am outside of music itself in terms of recording and singing.
Yeah.
I am a professional voice coach
Yes.
and a life coach,
Yeah.
and that's two of the key things that I do, as well as being an assistant pastor at my church at present. Those are some of the things that I do.
Okay. Tell us, where is your ministry?
It's in Copenhagen. The address is 30 New Homes Alley. It's in Hodua. So yep, you're welcome there every Sunday. at 12 midday till 2:30. You won't be disappointed.
That is so nice. And the other thing I wanted to ask is that if someone wanted to invite you to sing to their party or wedding, are you available?
I'm definitely available. They can write to me on at my professional email address, which is vocalzoneinspired 58 at outlook.com. That's vocalzoneinspired 58 at outlook.com. And they just need to send me all the details, and my administrative team will respond accordingly.
Wow, that's so amazing. And I just wanted to find out more about, when you're not doing voice coaching and when you are not giving a live lesson or coach to somebody, what else do you do, or what type of music do you listen to when you're just in your alone private time?
Well, outside of music, let's go back to that. Outside of music, I've recently discovered the gym.
Wow.
I love going to the gym.
Yes.
Trying to stay healthy, it's important.
Definitely.
Again, I was challenged by my manager. And if he's watching, he's going to be laughing, because I when I was doing my first few videos, I just wasn't feeling as healthy as I should. And so I went to the gym once with him and a couple of other people that I know, and I realized, hold on a second, I think I can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just kept going, set up my gym membership, kept going, and I'm seeing some good results.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I love to do outside of the gym. I also love to read.
Wow.
And I'm reading a book at the moment called Command in Your Morning by Cindy Trim.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's basically, that book is about you using your authority, your God-given authority, to speak over your day and to speak over your life. And that in itself is something that all of us can do. And even the song that I have out now, it's a declaration for your life. It's recognizing how great God is, but it's also recognizing that because of how great he is, you have the power and the authority to also walk in greatness. And it's important for all of us to discover that greatness within us. I say all the time, remain teachable. Remain teachable, and things will open up for you. You will start to learn more about yourself, and you'll start to learn more about the people that you're supposed to attract and the people that are supposed to be working with you, and you'll start to be on that path to greatness. It's really important.
Amazing. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back. And just keep in your thought, he said that we should remain teachable. Just let that thought hang in there, and then we'll be back right back.
Every day I see blessings of favor showered over me. I don't deserve, but he keeps blessing me. I walk in his love unconditionally. It's how God loves me no matter. Keeps on loving me. It's how God loves all around me. It's how God.
We would like to invite you back to our live here in the Scandi studio. Yes. And we are going to continue with our guest artist this evening. And as we went on a break, he told us that we need to be teachable
Yes.
as artists.
Yes.
And please shed more light about being teachable, because in this generation, do you think it's easy for people to take lessons from someone who has been ahead from them?
I think it's important to remain teachable for a few reasons. None of us knows everything. And there's always somebody that's either older than you or even younger than you that has either had more experience or an experience that you haven't had that you can learn from. So even as gifted as we all are, there is always someone on the outside looking in that can see that particular loophole, that particular area of development, not weakness, that area of development that you need to focus on in order to be better. And they may not necessarily be in the same industry or specialism as yourself, but they can definitely see that if you just adjust this, if you just do that, you're going to go to the next level or the next dimension. And the greatest teacher, as we know, is the Holy Spirit. And that in those instructions come through the word and through prayer and through accountability to our leaders and the people that God has placed around us. And so making sure that we draw from those resources is extremely important. And I've always found that when I humble myself to the people that God has placed around me, no matter what their background is, let's get that correct, because not everybody who is gonna come and give us an instruction, that person he or she may not be from a church circle. Not everybody that God has placed in your life is going to be in the four walls of the church. So you have to be open-minded. This is why we're not walking by what it looks like. We're not walking by what we see, we're walking by faith. Do you know what I'm saying? And so when we walk by faith, it then allows us to go back to what we are hearing versus what we are seeing. Because our focus is now, okay, why is this person in my life? And as that person starts to instruct, as that person starts to unfold, we realize, hold on a second, this is happening, that is happening. We're seeing different results that we wouldn't have seen before. So I've always said it. I try to live by that. Remain humble, remain teachable, and you will see results. You can't do this alone.
Wow, wise words from Pastor Anthony right there. And it's really amazing that you say you can get wisdom from a young person and an older person. And from there, I look at you and I see the way you dress, your swag. Please tell us more about your swag. It looks cool.
Yeah, I get this from Bahali.
Okay.
The swag king.
Yeah. Tell us more about him.
Tell us more about him. Yeah, I mean, he's a great brother. He's a great friend. He's a great son. But you know, to be honest with you, again, it's about that. This really is about remaining teachable,
Yes.
because remaining teachable keeps you current, and it keeps you young, and it keeps you positive. So I have always maintained that what you have on is a reflection, is also a reflection of who you are, but it's also a reflection of how you think. And we know that the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Do you know what I'm saying? So what you see here in terms of my image, my little silver beard, which, you know, for some strange reason people are fascinated by, is as a result of being teachable.
Wow.
Because I really took a chance.
Yes.
They were saying, oh, Paul, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? And I was like, for months, I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. And then I tried it, and it, you know, to the glory of God, it worked. I mean, you got to kind of know who you are. You got to be comfortable with yourself, so that whatever you're wearing works. What a lot of people don't realize is that music and image go hand in hand. So you can have great music, but your music is not always the first thing that people see. It's the first thing they hear. But when they start looking for you, they start to see the kind of image that you have. And that also is one of the ways in which people relate to you, and how people relate to your ministry. So I try to put my best foot forward.
Wow.
I hope it's working.
It is working. I would definitely come and visit your church, because I get these youthful vibes from you,
Yeah.
which is really amazing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it helps the young and
Yes.
the older to relate, like
Definitely.
to meet at a certain level. It's
Definitely.
really amazing. You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
and just talking about the young generation and the older generation,
Yeah.
what would you encourage a young, all the artists that are upcoming? What word of advice would you give to them?
I would say that outside of your gift has to be submitted first and foremost to God, and secondly, you need to have a clear vision as to where you are and where you're going and how you intend to get there. Then you need to make sure that you start to understand, and this is where it gets a bit tricky, that you start to understand the business, okay? And prepare yourself business-wise, not just gift-wise. Your gift will make room for you, but you need to prepare yourself business-wise, because that's what's going to keep you, or allow you to maintain or live by your gift. Then you need to also make sure you consistently work on your character. The last thing anybody wants is, this person has a great voice, but he has a very bad character. He is so difficult to work with. Can't deny the gift, but everything else is a mess. That's the last thing you want, whether you're doing gospel music, secular music, whichever area of the industry you work in. Continue to work on you. As things grow, as doors open, as you go to different countries, make sure that you continue to work on you. Because before they hear you sing, they're going to sense your character. And as they hear you sing, they're going to sense your energy. They're going to sense the kind of person that you are. So it's very, very important to work on that.
That's so amazing. Wow. I hope our viewers and our followers tonight, those are following us, they got that. It's really important, as you are wanting to be an artist, to just grab those words of wisdom
Yes.
from our guest artist who has just released a song, Oluwa. It's really blessed my heart, and
Thank you.
I would like him to tell us more about where you can find it on the platforms,
Yeah.
because sometimes when you write you cannot find it. But please just give us more info on that one.
So you can find it everywhere, but the best way to find it is to first of all type in my name, my full
Yes.
name, Paul Anthony Clarke, PAC as the abbreviation, which is my initials, and then type in Olowa. It will come up on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify. For those of you that use Instagram, if you want to have it as part of your story or as part of your post, if you type in my name, then type in the title of the song, it will come up. It's also downloadable from iTunes and all the music streaming platforms. You can actually download it and buy it and purchase it. It's everywhere. So yes.
Fantastic. And then if one has to contact you again, just tell us one more time.
So that's Vocal Zone Inspired 58 at outlook.com. Vocal Zone Inspired 58 at outlook.com.
That's so nice. And you said when we started that you also coach if someone wants to learn about the voice
Yes.
and music, they can
Yes.
contact you.
Yes.
Please give us the details on that one.
It's the same email address. There is a telephone number as well, which is +45 31 81 1660.
Amazing.
And they can write to me or they can give me a call, and I will contact them with some details.
Yes.
And once they have those details, then they can get back to me and let me know how they want to proceed. I believe that training your voice is very important. And one of the things that I do in relation to voice training is your first session is very interesting, because what I do is I do a whole assessment on your voice. I get you to prepare a song, and you come with that song, and I get you to sing that song 3 or 4 times. And whilst you're singing that song, I will be making notes. And the notes that I'll be making will determine the type of program that we put together for the development, the progress of your voice. So whatever I hear externally, I'll be able to explain to you why you're producing that sound and what's going on internally, because you have to engage your body in order to produce great sound. So we'll talk about what's happening technically and how we can improve that. And then we'll look at what direction you want to go in vocally, you know, what style you want to look at or focus on, and we'll also use the tools to take you in that direction. And if you're interested in things like microphone technique, performance skills, how to work in the studio, we also offer those tools as well.
Excellent. And I wanted to find more about, in this pandemic, how do you do the coaching of the voice?
From a distance.
From a distance, yeah. Exactly.
Yes. So the room that I use is fine for that.
Yeah.
So we're able to stand at least 2 meters apart.
Okay.
I have some students that prefer to do it online.
Yeah.
So if they want to do it online, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
They can also find my music and
Yeah.
find more about me on my website.
Yeah.
I have a website which is www.paulclarke.dk.
Okay.
That's www.paulclarke.dk. When they go there, they'll find all the details they want. Package deals. I do package deals for groups. I also have my own choir, Lighthouse Gospel, and they'll find a lot of information in there that will really help them if they're interested in working on their voice.
Wow, amazing. It's so, wow, wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much.
And as we are ending the interview,
Yes.
I would like to ask you if you have anything on your heart you would like to say to our viewers this evening.
Yes.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I believe that at this time, with everything that's happening in the world, that the voice of faith has to be at the forefront. It is very easy for us to confess what is actually happening, and to the point where we are moving in fear. And I am reminded of when Moses sent out the 11 to spy out the land. It was a land that was promised to them by God. So there was no ifs, buts, or maybes in relation to whether or not it was theirs. It was already theirs, but they went to just have a look. And when they went, 9 of them focused on what they could see. They said, there are giants in the land. The minute they said that, they moved away from what it was that God had said to them, which is, this is yours. I have promised it to you. You can have it. God also instructed them to go in and possess. Now, we know that scripture, according to Hebrews, tells us that God is pleased by our faith. It's our faith that pleases him. Interestingly enough, it was only 2 that came back and said, hang on a second, you guys need to be quiet. I know that's what you saw, but God has given us a word which defies what you see. What am I saying to somebody? That we know what it looks like. We know what we're hearing. We know what the TV is telling us. We know what the news is telling us. We know what the government is telling us worldwide, but there is a word from God that defies that. It doesn't change it, but it puts us in a different headspace and a different perspective and a different thought process. It causes our focus to be completely different. And I want to encourage us to remain focused on what it is that God has said and is saying, because his word does not change. He was with us before the pandemic. He has been with us through the pandemic. He'll be with us after the pandemic. He'll be with us until the end. And so you are well able, whoever is watching, you are well able to pursue your gift. You are well able to be great. You are well able to overcome. You are well able to be awesome. You are well able to finish your education. Just change your perspective regardless of what it looks like, and focus on what you know God has said to you. Okay? And so those 2, they said, we're well able. They said, be quiet. We're well able to possess that which God has already given us. And they are the ones that rose up and led the children of Israel into that land of promise. And so there is something that God has promised you, but based on what's happening, you're getting distracted. You're getting frustrated. You're getting confused. Go back to that word. Go back to that focus. Let your faith be encouraged. Possess and see the results. That is what I want to say.
Wow. That is a very, very powerful word of encouragement to us, to you, all over the world, wherever you have been watching us from. We would like to say thank you so much. And we just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For having appeared on our SCNC channel,
Yes.
in our studio,
Yes.
live.
Yes.
We thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
And would like to say good evening to our viewers. And from us, all of us in the studios, we say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. Go and listen to Olowa now.
Yes, exactly. That was powerful.
Mighty is our God. Yeah. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Oh, Oluwa, Oluwa is our God. Oluwa, Oluwa is our God. Oluwa, Oluwa, hey, is our God. Oluwa, Oluwa is our God. New grace and mercy every day I see. Blessings and favor showered over me. deserve, but he keeps blessing me. I walk in his love unconditionally. Mighty is our God. Hey, worthy is our God. Ooh, yeah. Holy is our God. Yeah. Mighty is our God. Ooh, yeah. Clap your hands, everybody. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Oh, is our God. Blessings and favor. Is our God. Love me no matter. Hey, is our God. Love's all around me. Is our God. I've seen the miracles every day. You best believe that he will make a way. After your trouble, there'll be victory. Every enemy you will defeat. Mighty is our God. Yeah. Worthy is our God. Yeah. Holy is our God. Yeah. Mighty is our God. Yeah. Clap your hands, everybody. Mighty is our God. 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 Is our God. Blessings and favor. Is our God. Love all around me. Is our God. Our God. Our God. Is our God. Mighty is our God. Keeps on blessing me. Is our God. Loves me no matter. Keeps on loving me. Is our God. Love all around me. Is our God. Is our God. Mighty is our God. Mighty is our God. Is our God. Is our God. Love all around me. Is our God. Never defeated. Mighty is our God. God of love, here I come. My head's hanging down. All of my shame and disgrace, I'm giving it to you. I'm coming home again. Yeah, yeah. This time I'm staying in your presence. It is the safest place for me. I receive your love. I am surrounded by the arms of the one who has brought me out of darkness and into his marvelous light. I'm surrounded. And, ooh, God of love, now I'm here. I'm safe in your arms. My expected end. Oh, you promised to me, yeah. And even more. I'm coming home, dear Lord, yeah, yeah. This time I'm staying in your presence. It is the safest place for me. I receive your I'm surrounded by the arms of the one who has brought me out of darkness and into his marvelous light. So everybody knows that I'm surrounded. I am surrounded. So Thought no one would understand where I was coming from. Thought they'd judge me for my wrong and then leave me all alone. But I soon discovered that most of them were just like me. It's a brand new day for me. Yes, it is. And I got a new story today. And when you read this one, you'll surely be surprised. You'll read I'm in a new season. And I know my purpose. Got a new direction with peace, security. Now listen. Now let go of all my mess. Past relationships, depression, fret. All the things that had me bound. Peace could not be found. I took back my dignity, and with that my integrity. But for this I had to believe I walk in victory. It's a brand new day for me. And I got a new story. And when you read this one, you'll surely be surprised. You'll read I'm in a new season. And I know my purpose. Got a new direction with peace, security. Everybody sing it. You got a brand new day. Say you got a brand new day. You got a brand new day. You got a brand new day. I got it. A brand new day. You got a brand new day. You got come on. A brand new day. A brand new day. A brand new day. You got a brand new day. A brand new day. A brand new day. You got. So glad I got a new day. Ooh, oh, yeah. God.